Chapter 3 Lessons in Savings from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Lieutenant Dan got me invested in some kind of fruit company, so then I got a call from him saying, "We don't need to worry about money no more." And I said, "That's good. One less thing." Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks, in Forrest Gump. Every spring, the Toronto Maple Leafs disappoint their fans. More often than not, they fail to make the playoffs. Every spring, the Leafs swear that next year they will do better. Next year. They go through the summer, play a little golf, visit their cottages, and don't get around to making any significant changes. With each September comes the promise of a new NHL season, but before you know it, the Leafs start losing winnable games. From October right through the Christmas holidays, they fall below a playoff spot. As the end of the regular season approaches, the Toronto sports media start the annual countdown of how many consecutive games the Leafs have to win in order to have a chance of making the playoffs. The Leafs fail again and again. Someone like me says something like, "They should have won more games before the All-Star break," or "They shouldn't have gotten into this pathetic position of needing to win so many games this late in the season." They say, "Next year." Every spring, millions of Canadians file their income tax returns. More often than not, they fail to contribute enough to their RRSPs. Every spring, millions of Canadians swear that next year they will do better. Next year. They go through the summer, play a little golf, visit a cottage, and don't get around to making any significant changes. With each September comes a new school year, and before you know it, the Christmas holidays are upon them. And let me tell you, Christmas is no time to start a savings plan. New Year's Day rolls by, and all of a sudden it's RRSP season for the financial services industry. Millions of Canadians scramble to find a way to scrape together a lump sum contribution before the February deadline. Some of them do not contribute at all. Again, most of them do not contribute as much as they could or should have. Again, they say, "Next year." Don't be a Toronto Maple Leaf. There's only one truly effective way for you to make your RRSP contributions. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first by making regular automatic contributions to your RRSP before you have a chance to spend the money anywhere else. Making regular automatic contributions to your RRSP is the easiest and best way for you to save for your retirement. Just go to your bank and arrange to automatically transfer a set amount of money from your account directly into your RRSP every time you get paid. If you get paid weekly, make a weekly transfer to your RRSP. If you get paid every other week, make a bi-weekly transfer to your RRSP. Taking the action of going to your bank, opening an RRSP, and starting an automatic payday contribution plan will be one of the most important things you will ever do towards building a solid, comfortable financial future. I don't know how a single person who has embraced the philosophy, I don't know a single person who has embraced the philosophy and regretted it. I'll spare you the turtle and hare story, but the moral is the same. Steady, consistent saving is vastly more effective than any other method. It's easy to implement, it's proven, and it works. Each of the examples in the last chapter had Jennifer making a regular weekly RSP contribution. If she hadn't contributed regularly, she would have to find a way to come up with the money for her entire annual contribution every February before the RRSP deadline. Do you know a lot of people who have an extra $5, $8, or $11,000 sitting around in their bank account every February to contribute to their attempt to put their money into their RSPs by trying to make a lump sum contribution every spring? It doesn't work. Regular automatic contributions do. Consider this for a moment. Imagine you get a new job that pays $48,000 per year. You have two kids, aged 5 and 7. You are fortunate enough to receive health and dental benefits from your new job, and those benefits start right away. The cost of the benefit program is split between you and the company, and your portion is deducted automatically from your pay each week. Exactly how much is your take-home pay each week after taxes, CPP, employment insurance, and your benefits are deducted? Don't know? Neither do I. And that's the point. Unless you work in a payroll department or have a strangely disturbing interest in understanding how payroll deductions are calculated and applied to your pay, it is very unlikely that you will know exactly how much you're going to take home until you get your first paycheck. It varies from province to province and situation to situation. We wait until we see how much we will actually take home, and then we adapt to that amount. So why not adapt a little more? We've already agreed that we don't know how much we're going to take home anyhow. Would you? We really feel uh, if we had a little something transferred automatically into our RSP before we even saw it? I doubt it very much, especially if the new job paid more than we were making before. Okay, start my RRSP early to take advantage of the tax savings now, and to allow the power combination of compound interest and time to work its magic. Got it. Regular automatic payday contributions are clearly the best way to do this, both from a financial and a peace of mind perspective. No problem. But I'm still struggling with this idea of contributing 18% of my pay each and every week. If I earn $55,000 a year, that means I have to save $9,900 a year. Assuming I get paid weekly, that's $190 a week I have to put away. Let's not forget that the tax man is also taking a big chunk of my pay. The taxes I pay him every week are about double what you were saying I should be contributing to my RRSPs. If I didn't have to pay so freaking much in taxes, I could handle the RRSP contributions. That's a really good point, and it's also an excellent segue into discussing your annual tax refund. This may not be a very popular sentiment, but here goes. Tax refunds are usually not a good thing. I can hear the objections already. How can a tax refund not be a good thing? The government gives me money. No, they do not. They give you back money that they borrowed from you, interest free. If you get a tax refund, you overpaid your taxes and lent the government some of your money. They gave you nothing for it. Let that sink in for a minute. Mm. You personally let the government your money interest free. They gave you nothing for it. Aren't you a nice person? Many Canadians not only do this, but some also voluntarily increase the amount of interest free loan they give the government each week. Hey, I'm as patriotic as the next guy, but to willingly loan the government more money for nothing? I'd rather have that money in my pocket, thanks. When you start a new job, you're required to fill out a CRA form called a TD1, which helps your employer determine how much tax they are required to deduct from your paycheck. You fill out the form and sign it along with all the other stuff you sign when you start a new job. They likely don't put a lot of thought into it. It's a new job. You've got other things on your mind. Towards the bottom of the TD1, there is a box where the CRA asks if you would like an additional tax to be deducted each time you get paid. In other words, would you like to lend the government some more of your money, completely interest free? They will give you nothing for it. Simply write a number in this box and we will gladly take your money. The form doesn't even say thank you. Incredibly, many people choose to do this because they are worried they might otherwise have to pay tax upon filing their returns in the spring. So why wouldn't they make sure they get a refund instead? I understand that. They feel they are going to have to pay anyhow, so why not pay it throughout the year? So in effect, they establish automatic contribution plans to pay extra income tax every week, which makes it more difficult for them to establish automatic contribution plans for their RRSPs so that they can reduce their income taxes. How's that for a vicious cycle? It's worth repeating. Pay extra tax to the government every time you get paid, get nothing for it. Zero. Nada. This hurts your ability to contribute to your RRSP. Not contributing to your RRSP means you, wait for it, pay more taxes. Wouldn't it make more sense to do the reverse? Wouldn't it make more sense to pay less tax each week and then take that money and use it to contribute to your RRSPs? Wouldn't that mean you would end up paying less tax overall? Wouldn't that make more sense? Wouldn't it? Yes, it would. And yes, you can.